Okay. The topic which like the points which we are going to discuss today, they can be very simple. If you read from the books or just if you go through the slides, they will look very complicated. But if you follow the same thing, what I'm going to teach now on this screen, they will be very simple. Remember the concept of abnormal base pairing. Concept of abnormal base pairing. Normal base pairing, how it actually occurs. Right like this. A is going to pair with T, G is going to pair with C. Right like this. ATGC. Don't change the order here, okay? So when these bases, any of the base is modified because of any chemical alteration, let's say that I'm going to modify A by hydroxylation, by deamination. Okay, these are the examples which we are going to see in the coming slide. So what is going to happen? A is not going to pair with T, it is going to pair with C. That is the concept of abnormal base pairing. And G is going to, if G is modified, it is going to pair with T. Same thing with happens if C is modified, C is not going to pair with G, C is going to base pair with A, and T is going to pair with G if abnormal T is there. Same thing you have seen yesterday when A is converted into its tautomeric form, it forms hydrogen bond with C. And when G is converted to its tautomeric form, it forms bond with T. Same thing is going to, same thing you are going to see today. Whenever you are going to modify a base by chemical modification, this is kind of abnormal base pairing is going to happen. And what is the outcome? What is the outcome? Ultimately, AT is converted into CG. This is the outcome of this modification. Yesterday also you have seen during the tautomeric form, tautomerism. If you go to the slide, see here, A was converted into its tautomeric form. And ultimately you can see what is the outcome. Following the DNA replication, you can see that this is the tautomeric mutation now, transition mutation CG. At the same position, we were having AT. Ultimately, following DNA replication, we have CG now. And this is applicable to the coming slides also. Wherever you are going to modify A, okay, base pairing is going to change. So ultimate outcome is going to be AT to CG conversion. Okay, so let's see this concept. Last example of the spontaneous deamination is that cytosine actually can go through the deamination without any chemical agent. Certain nucleotides, they need some extra reagent, so after that only they will go through deamination. But cytosine, it can go through the spontaneous deamination. And what is the outcome? Cu. Generally in the language also we say several times on WhatsApp, see you, okay, see you later. So in the same way you can remember that cytosine basically deaminated to uracil. Repairing system is there, like Dr. Deepa, she is the second faculty, she will take care of the repair system. So repair system is also there which can do the repairing. But if this repair system itself fails, that then you are going to see this kind of transition which I was saying, CG to AT or AT to CG. This will be the ultimate outcome following the rounds of DNA replication. Should I explain this here also, CG280? Or can you do this? Like if I ask this question, can you do this? Okay. You want to try now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, try it. You can put your answer in the chat box. I can see. So do this conversion, deamination, then go through the DNA replication round, and ultimately you should get, in place of CG, you should get 80. I will also try. Let's say we have this double stranded DNA. Here it is CG. Let's say that there is a spontaneous deamination. So what it is going to do, you will be having U. Okay, now let's say DNA is getting replicated. So this is the strand with U, and here this is the second strand with G. So during DNA replication, here I am going to have normal C. What I should have here, opposite to U?
Sir, uracil is actually in RNA it is U, but in DNA it is T.
Okay. So what should I have here, opposite to U?
It will get converted into thymine. So A should be over there.
Okay. Okay, so here it is the normal copy, nothing to do with this. Let's consider one more DNA replication from here. It is, let's go to the second round of DNA replication. So here we will be having the normal DNA. But what about here? Here U is there. Opposite to U, again we will be having A. And for the second strand where we have A, opposite to that we will be having T. So you can see that initially there was CG, now we have AT. Here also mutation is there. So CG to AT. Or if it was initially it was AT, you will end up with CG. Any doubt here?
Sir, only the interaction between uracil and adenine I'm having little doubt. Sir, why A is going there?
Yeah, because like U is considered like your DNA replication machinery is going to consider U basically as T, because the structure similarity between uracil and thymine. So DNA, for DNA polymerase, that is the DNA replication machinery, it is going to consider U as T. So opposite to T, we have A. So in the same way, opposite to U, the DNA replication machinery is going to introduce A. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now we know how we are going to go from CG to AT. Okay, here I have some of the questions which I have taken from GATE. A silent mutation is one that. Which option is correct here? Silent mutation.
We replaces amino acid with equivalent amino acid.
Okay.
The C does not change the amino acid sequence of the.
Yes, it should be C actually. Silent means it is totally silent. It is not going to change anything actually. Only nucleotide change is there, but ultimately amino acids are not changed. That is the definition of silent mutation. Nucleotide change is there, but there is no change in the amino acid. That is silent mutation. Deamination of cytosine produces.
Uracil.
Yes, just now we discussed. The mutation in the codon UCG to UAG is described as
Nonsense.
nonsense. Yes, because I told there are three nonsense codons: UAG, UGA, and UAA. These are the nonsense codon. Nonsense means they are of no use. They are not going to code for any amino acid. That's why they are nonsense. They are the stop codons. So A answer, nonsense mutation. Okay. Although there is like lot of mutagens which are known, all these mutagens can be categorized into two part, either chemical or physical. Here this list is very small. Actually, if you go through the Google, so many mutagens are known. So here, let's go through these chemicals: nitrous acid, hydroxylamine. So some of the chemicals, what they are doing, they are just modifying the base, and we know where when the base is going to base is modified, what it is going to happen? Miss base pairing, Cg to At or At to Cg. That is going to happen when bases are modified. Maybe deamination, as the name suggests here, it is going to deaminate. Maybe hydroxylation, second point. Third one is the alkylating agent, maybe alkylation. So, and some of the even base analog. Base analog means they have the very similar structure, similar to the base. So they can also be mutagen. That is very interesting case, base analog. Then different types of radiation, UV light, X-rays, gamma rays. So those are physical agents. Ultimate effect is quite different. You will see that. What is the effect of UV light? If you expose yourself to UV light, what can happen? If you expose yourself to X-rays, what is going to happen? How it is going to, what kind of genetic change, what kind of change in the structure of DNA is going to happen?
The frame shift.
Frame shift is going to happen when you have uh, intercalating agent like ETBR. Okay, when you have ETBR, proflavin, which can intercalate into the DNA, then it is going to be frame shift. Here the effect is going to be different. In case of UV light or X-rays, we will see what they are going to do. So all these chemicals which we are saying, they can be either base modifier, they are going to modify the base, intercalating agent or base analog. Okay, so one of the base modifier, one of the famous example is nitrous acid. What it is going to do? Deamination. Replaces the amino group with the keto group. That means it is causing deamination. So deamination again the same, C to U, Cu, cytosine to uracil. And here, because we are using a chemical agent, it can deaminate adenine also, adenine to hypoxanthine. And the ultimate outcome is going to be the same, Cg to At or At to Cg. Like, and here in this slide, we are seeing the different alkylating agent, which can add the alkyl group to the adenine, guanine, cytosine, or thymine, or some of the chemical agents, they can add hydroxylamine. Let's see one example, because ultimate outcome is same. There is no point in discussing everything. Let me zoom in. So here you can see guanine is there, and you are adding EMS. EMS means your ethyl methane sulfonate. So what it is going to do, it is adding any extra alkyl group. So now you can see that this is a modified, basically modified G. As per our discussion, if you follow the rules which I taught you people, what is going to be the outcome? You can make the same matrix which I told you in the beginning. If we follow this, that A actually pair with T, G pairs with C, but if abnormality is there, G is going to pair with T. Do you see the same thing here? Abnormal G is pairing with T, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
ultimate outcome is GC to AT. Or here in the second case, you can see AT to CG. So in all the here, whatever I have on the slides, alkylating agent, deaminating reagent, uh, hydroxylamine adding reagent, ultimate outcome is same, CG to AT and miss base pairing. That is the fundamental rule. It looks very complicated on the slide, but if you follow this matrix, which I have just drawn, the concept is very simple. You have to just follow this rule, the rule of miss base pairing. Same thing is going to happen with base analog. Base analogs, they are very important. Like if you are growing our cells, generally in the biotech labs, we grow the bacterial cell or maybe even our kidney cells, liver cells. So if you provide the base analog, what is going to happen? If you provide the base analog, if you grow the cell in the presence of base analog, so during DNA replication, the DNA replication machinery will take these analogs considering them they are the nucleotide, because they are having very similar structure. They will be recognized by the DNA replication machinery and they will be introduced into the new copies of DNA. Simple. If you compare the structure here, 5-bromouracil, it is an analog of thymine. So if you are growing your cells in the presence of 5-bromouracil, what is going to happen? During DNA replication, 5-bromouracil will be incorporated into the DNA in place of thymine. And the ultimate outcome is the same, GC to AT or AT to GC, which you can see here. You can do the same, like this practice, which I have just shown before a few minutes, how you are going to get GC to AT, same mechanism. Second analog, very famous example, 2-aminopurine. It is an analog of adenine. If you are growing your cells in the presence of this analog, it will be incorporated into the new copy of DNA in place of adenine. Ultimate outcome is same, AT to GC or GC to AT. Okay, so if you follow the concept, then it is very simple. Otherwise, it will look like that. It may look like that we have to mug up so many things, but no need to mug up. Just follow the concept, and it's very simple, which you can see here. Initially, it was AT. You are growing your cell in the presence of bromouracil. So now, following the DNA replication, now the cellular machinery has introduced 5VU against A. Now, let's do the DNA replication one more time. We will be having, now we are growing cells in the normal condition. So corresponding to opposite to A, we have T, but opposite to 5-bromouracil, we will be having G. Do one more replication here, see the ultimate outcome, AT to GC. Okay, so use the concept, then these things will look very simple. I will stop here, then we will continue our discussion with the intercalating agent. Hardly, I think only 1 or 2 lectures are left for me. Then second faculty will take the charge for the course. Okay, so we will discuss from the intercalating agent in next week, and next week we can discuss your quiz questions also, which you are requesting. Any other doubt, guys, in today's lecture?
No, sir. Sir, intercalating agent will only cause the frame shift. Others will not cause.
No, others because they are just modifying the structure of base. So in that way, miss base pairing is going to happen, right? But
Yes. Yes.
yeah, so we are going to see the intercalating agent. They are going to cause addition or deletion of the nucleotide, and that's why whenever we have addition or deletion of a nucleotide, it is going to cause a frame shift mutation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then see you people next week. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.